Welcome to Spy Drops. Uh, More Next Fest stuff. Sweden airspace. Sweden? What happened in Sweden?
34 hours ago, a terrorist group known as Dyke Uprising has launched a global attack. They've taken over half the world in less than a day. They're demanding fossil fuel companies to pay them billions in 72 hours, or they'll send us back to the Stone Age.
Why do we care?
Because those companies are our main source of income. They represent more than 70% of our GDP. If they go down, we go down.
And what if we don't pay? What do you mean by back to the Stone Age?
They'll hack all our communication satellites, destroy the submarine cables that connect Europe and America, and perform massive DDoS attacks to all our primary systems.
DDoS attack?
That will paralyze us and our allies.
Why am I alone then?
We already sent teams 16 hours ago and they failed. Dyke retaliated by hacking our national bank, the Federal Reserve, and some of our satellites. We can't afford another blow. Besides, we can't coordinate well since we lost most of our satellite control.
So you send me solo with no weapons and hope for the best. And if I get caught, you'll deny everything.
Sorry about that, but this is a black op. We cannot take any risks. The future of the world is at stake.
That clanky noise was me. Sorry. There's a game called Spy Drops. It's modeled after Metal Gear Solid. So, I think the voice acting and like the style and the way that things are written is very intentional. But also voice acting, hell yeah! It's been a long time since we played a game with the voice acting. Oh my god, way too dank, way too dank, way too dank, way too dank, way too dank. I love voice acting in games because it precludes me from having to do all the voices. So I'm sure all of you get annoyed by it. Because this is a Metal Gear Solid-like game, I'm very curious to see how this feels like, because boy oh boy, they nailed the vibe. Yeah, exactly, like they nailed the vibe. Like, even if you've never played Metal Gear Solid, you watch one video of like Metal Gear Solid, and you know what the vibe is. And this game nailed the vibe. I don't even care if the voice acting was perfect for it. My only complaint, the narrator dude, his voice peaked. His microphone peaked. It went too high. I think his microphone wasn't really expecting that volume. To everyone who has a microphone, my best tip: lower it down. Listen to yourself. Lower it down. Scream. If you hear yourself peak, lower it down even more. Apply effects to bring your voice up. You get much cleaner sound in a much quieter room. Not the emote that you expected, but it's a great emote. We're gonna go into the first mission, and we're gonna see what this feels like.
Your mission is to eliminate the leaders of Dyke Uprising.
Who are they?
They have a 3-person command structure. The lowest in command is Nayara Tepper, a tech and cyber whiz. The second in command is Tika Mulgar, a hand-to-hand combat specialist and the brains behind their ideology. And at the top, pulling all the strings, Kira Brand.
What? Kira? Our Kira?
Yes, the one who used to lead our SD squad.
Spy Drop Squad.
So did we, but it turns out she just defected from us.
Damn.
You'll reach the first target in Finland by an
In
MPP.
Finland?
It'll take you as close as possible to the target. When it runs out of juice, you'll eject and use the HK to fly the rest of the way and land at the target site. I'll be in touch when you get there.
Perkele.
You'd think they'd tell her this before she got into the pod. But also, when it runs out of juice. Are there no sound effects, or is it just me? Hmm? Why do I feel like there's no sound effects for anything? Yeah, to be fair, it is it's a demo. But yeah, now you kind of see what we're working with here. This is a very interesting game. I don't know what happened there. What? Oh, you press R to look around, face person. But yeah, because it's a Metal Gear Solid game. Yeah, me playing on the keyboard and mouse is not actually good. What? With camera with what? It definitely captures the vibe of a Metal Gear Solid game.
You
for
made
sure.
it in one piece.
Sorry, what's your name? Sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. Can I listen to that again? Sorry, what? I didn't mean to skip that. Targets in range? What? What is this? What? What is this? Sorry, chat. So many buttons like affect different things. There's a thing in the bottom right with the meter of how visible you are, your health bar and stuff. There's a lot going on in this game actually.
All right, you've got the binoculars. They got automatically assigned to one of the quick access buttons. To equip
It's
them,
automatically
press the
assigned.
corresponding quick access button. When you're ready to use the binoculars, just hold the first-person view button and use the picture button to snap a photo.
I'm sorry, why am I snapping a photo? Exactly. So I can use this, I can put this, and I can snap a photo. What? Huh?
There's a crack in the wall. Approach it and press against the wall to lean on it. Then, move upwards slightly to slide through the crack.
I do like the character design. However, it is funny that the character design too definitely matches the Metal Gear Solid vibe. Because I don't know about you, but when you play Metal Gear Solid, any of the games, you recognize how boobacious all the characters are. Like a lot of them have like a very pronounced look. So I can just move like this. Okay, I see. Inside the lights, I can't see anything.
Nearby, there's a spotlight. Avoid detection by waiting for it to look away, then press the dash button to run across the field. Also, just a quick reminder, you can check the sound you're making.
Okay, yeah, I know that much. This game is interesting because I think it replicated a lot of the jank of a Metal Gear Solid game too. Which I don't know if that's necessarily good or bad, but it definitely, like, you feel the jankiness of it. And it's weird because it's like, not the worst thing ever. But say this, like, look at this. What do you do? Accumulated XP. What? But, and also the start is very, very funny. I do enjoy the start a lot. They definitely match a lot of the same vibes, but at the same time, I wonder how much of it was like, maybe it was matched too well. Am I gonna die? Is it good here? Or... For instance, now it's stuck zooming. What? Wait, I can't stop zooming. What? I can't stop zooming. Okay, I didn't mean to open that. What? What? Q is okay. Q is the menu. This thing keeps on zooming, and I can't stop zooming it. Oh god. Oh god, chat. This is. If you play this demo, for the love of God, listen to their warning. They tell you that you need a controller. They're not lying to you. Huh? Does that see me or does it not see me? I really can't tell. What? Maybe whip out the controller then. I'm too lazy. If I wanted to play a controller game, I'd hop on the console. It's sort of the reality that, like, it's just not very feasible to whip out the controller at all times, and it gets kind of annoying too. Like, you very often just want to play a game.
What is that?
Okay, I'm gonna grab him. Okay, so I grabbed him. What do I do? Okay, well, he's on the floor.
Where are you?
Initiate Dreamcatcher. What? The fuck is this? Intel extraction. Attain to... Okay, I need your intel.
Dreamcatcher success.
Conscience uploaded. Conscience uploaded? What? What do you mean conscience uploaded? Equip? Sure. I can't equip it. Why? My space button is stuck. Why is my space button stuck? Wait, chat, I can't press space anymore. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So now I have a gun. How do you shoot? No, please, use your gun. Shoot.
We have an enemy situation.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Shoot.
Where are you?
Stay vigilant and update any changes.
It's fine, it's fine. Don't worry, chat. It's fine, it's fine. It's just a minor issue.
What is that?
Space to kill. Oh, shit, he's dead.
Where are you?
Lost her back to normal.
It's very, finicky. Oh, my space button works now. Okay, so now my space... Okay, so you press
Where
space
are
to
you?
shoot. Gotcha. There's something very finicky about this experience. And you know what? Okay, let me pull out the... I want to give it a fair chance. Let me pull out the controller. I think the finickiness of this feels very different from the control finickiness. It feels like there's a lack of polish, if that makes sense. But like, I don't want to say polish because it's not like it's a good experience, but it feels like it's lacking a lot of details. It's weird because you can kind of hear it too, like the way that the audio feels very, very spaced out, the way the voice acting is. It kind of makes you wonder, like, maybe they should just gone full on like textile. Okay, so let's see this. This is... I have sponge boots. I'm sorry? That absorb can be used to walk silently. Put this on that one. I didn't even drop that. Okay. Okay. Well, okay, now I'm just... Okay. Okay. Okay, put these. You cannot... Okay, you have to assign it to a slot. Okay, sure. So I've assigned it to a slot. I dropped the... Fuck! Square is the button. Square is the button. I put these boots on. Excuse me? So now I'm really, really stable on the floor. You quick select a weapon with this. Okay, here we go. And you use this to hit people. And then you use whatever this is. There's a lot of different things that it gives you the ability to do, but no explanation of it.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that? I wonder what that is. I'm gonna grab you. How do I kill you? Okay, I took his clothing. All right, I took his clothing. What? Huh?
That data center is enormous. It's likely that they have several similar ones scattered across various military bases, possibly using them to hack into our systems.
Okay, well now he looks like me. That's weird. So he looks like me? What? How come he looks like me? Did I turn the soldier into somebody that looks like me? Is that what I did? Keep on crawling. What? I don't understand. Put the boots on. This is my disguise. So I'm wearing the disguise and he's naked. What is that loud? What the fuck is that? Yeah, there's something weird about this. It just feels a bit unwieldy no matter what control scheme you use. And it's primarily in the ways that you can like move around the game. But what's funny is that it's very accurate to the actual Metal Gear Solid formula. It's extremely accurate. Maybe a bit too accurate. It's one of those things where it's like it's so accurate so as to be very much like it. But it also feels a bit clunkier too compared to the original Metal Gear Solid. Like I remember the original one. For the brief little that I played of it, felt a lot smoother in the ways that you could move your character.
It could be Mika, but he's turned the other way. We don't have a view of his face. Move to a different spot and use the binoculars to take a photo
What happens?
of
Why
his
does that
face.
beep?
But be careful not to be seen.
But there's something weird about this. It feels like it needs to be more of a hey buddy, I'm actually your friend. Yeah, I'm your friend. I am your friend. I am your friend.
What is that? Intruder detected. It's a white female.
It's a white female! Oh fuck, it's a white female. Fuck. Holy shit, that's fucking funny. The fuck? Oh man. It's a white female! Oh, I need to take a photo of him. Right. Well, now he's dead, so does it really matter?
Warning, there is an enemy threat in your sector. She is armed and hostile. Stay safe and communicate.
That's
any
good
movement.
enough. Take care of the computers and go back to the extraction point.
You know what this is? It feels a little too janky for what it's trying to be, right? Which I get. It is a demo, right? So I'm not saying anything about it, but even this, like this doesn't feel very fun to do. And it feels like it zooms in so much so as to be annoying. And it's weird because if it's trying to emulate the original Metal Gear Solid, right? The thing about Metal Gear Solid that I think a lot of people tend to forget about with that game is that despite the fact that the writing was very, very corny and very, very funny at times, and it felt like a very hyper fictionalized military espionage spy drama, it controlled pretty damn well for what it was at the time. And yeah, again, its contemporaries, like if you look at the year when that game released, let's see, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid 1 release year. Okay, games released in 1998. So that was the same year of Half-Life, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and those two games also controlled very, very well. And Metal Gear Solid, and it felt a lot better than Resident Evil 2 to play, because even though it had very similar perspectives, the controls were very, very on point. Like you had full dynamic control of your character. It was not tank controls. The way that you could move around and stuff, and the way that the camera was very, very specific about the way that it looked around was good too. Like every single scene was blocked out perfectly, and it tried its best to direct you in a way that felt like you were going somewhere, if that makes sense. It's really hard to explain, but basically, like, when I play this game, it feels like the camera is fighting against me at all times. And I don't really know what's happening. Not to say that that didn't happen in Metal Gear Solid, but it feels like it's happened immediately and much more frequently. Whereas in Metal Gear Solid, I distinctly remember starting the game and feeling like, oh yeah, I can see the world and things that are happening. I can see everything going on, and it zooms out when I need it to, and it doesn't, and it zooms in when I need it to, and it looks down hallways, like, and then you have the first-person mode, which is nice. Like it feels different from this game. And then you have the actual spy portion of this, which feels very, very similar, which is like good. It feels very similar to what you got in the original game too, because honestly, that Metal Gear Solid spy portion was very, very weak too. Like in the sense of like, just stay out of like the cone of sight, right? But it feels very much like it needs time to cook. Now how do I kill him? I want to kill Mika. Where did he go? Is he in my body? I have 42 C4. My costume changed. How do you use this? He's invisible. Mika is now invisible. There's an infinitely respawning C4 over here. It's literally, it just keeps coming back. Alright, white female. Let's go kill these beta males. White female! What's funny is that, like, you would call that, actually. Like, you would actually call that out. Because then you would be able to, like, tell, okay, it's like a, you know, it's somebody.
Make sure to set up the C4 in this room.
The C4.
If it isn't already
The C4.
you can set up the C4 there.
I've got 64 C4 and I'm gonna use it.
That's it for those computers.
But it definitely feels very weird to play this. Very weird. And honestly, the camera angles really aren't helping it a lot. It's something about the camera angles just don't work very well.
Alert. We have an enemy
Alert.
situation in your vicinity. She is
Where are
dangerous
you?
and unpredictable.
But
Stay
it's
vigilant,
interesting. It's very, very fun to play in the sense of like I kind of can't stop, and I kind of don't want to stop the train basically. Why is it every time I blow something up, it gives me 10 experience? Did I just kill someone?
Here, go back to your duty.
There's no one here. Go back to your duties. You also like how I made it deep about parasociality when we were talking about wanting to fuck roaches. You don't watch her a lot, nowhere enough to get parasocial. Do you Spock talking specifically about the model in your case? Okay. Yeah, right, buddy. I know what you're thinking about with Matara Can. Now you look at your cockroach. It's funny. Hey, this is it. The Shadow Moses thing, isn't it? And Stick, I know I joke about it a lot, and it might hurt your feelings, but I'm not sexually attracted to you. Sorry, but you're literally too much of a twink. You're literally just a stick man.
What is that?
Huh, what is that? I don't know. I have 400 experience. Sneak into the base and get eyes on Mika, who's now dead.
All quiet. I must have been mistaken.
Alert. We have an enemy situation in your vicinity. She is dangerous and unpredictable. Stay vigilant and update any changes.
This might be the best game ever. Hey man, I'm a part of your team actually. I'm gonna kill you.
Nothing here. Go back to your duties.
Nothing here. The body said nothing here. Go back to your duties. The body said nothing here. Go back to your duties. This might be the best game ever. There is something genuinely funny about this game. And it's like the right amount of quality, I think, where, you know, it's they've nailed the quality of the game in terms of like matching Metal Gear Solid's vibe. But the controls really do leave a lot to be desired. It's a very complex control scheme. And I think it's just because it is a more complex game. Like Metal Gear Solid is a very simple game. You have a couple of guns, you pull out your guns, and you just play with your guns, right? With Metal Gear Solid, there's not really much choice that you have to make. You're not loading in like a bunch of items and stuff, although you can drop C4 and stuff all the same, but it's a lot easier to play that game compared to this, which seems to have this whole element of what's that space thing again? That like weird dream thing? The dream machine? What's the dream machine again? But yeah, I have no clue what to do now. I just kind of stopped listening to the game because honestly, it's something. The experience is definitely something, and I kind of got lost in the sauce just playing the game and wondering what the hell is going on. And then the game kept spawning me infinite amounts of C4, which it's nice. I like having C4. C4 is good. But let's kill ourselves. Interesting concept. I like the idea of having more Metal Gear Solid like games, because I think it's a type of game that works well, right? No. Fixed camera angle stuff is interesting too, because if done well, it works really, really well. I think it just needs a bit more time to work. And to be fair, it is a demo, right? So it's only gonna get better. But the way that it feels like there's very little control that you have over your character when it comes to the combat portion of it, which makes sense because it's more of a spy game. But at the same time, that's kind of what you want from that game anyways, because even its progenitor kind of had that, where it's if you were forced into combat, it was passable enough to where you could actually play with it. Not to say that it was a good combat game, but like, I think this has more complex bits to its combat, but because of that, it feels harder to nail down, right? The sound effects being off is also weird too. I have no clue what happens to all the sound effects. I actually have no clue. But it seems like all the sound effects are just gone from the game. Which is weird because it also means that it's very hard to get a sense of connection to what you're doing without sound effects. Like, if just doing the action, you need the visuals to sort of carry it, right? And because the visuals is so constrained, because it's such a high up angle, and because it's so far away from your character, it feels very loose without that immediate feedback from everything that you're doing. The melee combat also feels very, very weird in that it tries to be very cinematic by zooming you in, which makes sense because it's like, it's your last resort kind of thing. But then it doesn't really feel like there's many ways to interact with the people. And it feels weird because it's like, it feels a lot like Metal Gear Solid 1, but I feel like they should have taken things from Metal Gear Solid 3. Like, I feel like they should have gone the way of like the newer Metal Gear Solids, but not so new where it's like the third person, but at least within terms of the combat plus the ways that you can manipulate things, that level of like, I guess, like control that you have. I feel like it should have gone that way, because it feels like it's trying to be Metal Gear Solid 1 plus. And like that, not to say that that's bad, but doing it plus means that you get run into these like weird issues of like, you have so many options, but they all feel very much not really good to use. Something about it just doesn't feel good to use. But it's a cool concept. I really do hope it works. You remember playing Metal Gear Solid 1? The perspective made you very claustrophobic. Yeah, it's a very claustrophobic feeling. Because again, like, that camera, like, the reason why it was like that was because it was limitations of the hardware, but also it was apparently like a lot of it was made to sort of like force the gameplay to be much more about the spy portions, right? To be much more about like, if you're spotted, it's more of a last resort thing, which absolutely makes sense here too. It's just sometimes the camera doesn't play well. Sometimes the camera feels a bit too much, and then it's not really clear like the ways that people are moving around stuff. It feels like there's a lot going on that's like 90% of the way there, but it's that final 10% that is missing that makes me go like, ah, yes, this is a great Metal Gear Solid clone. The voice actor too, it's unfortunate, but they peak hard. So it's very interesting. Very interesting game. Very interesting game. I can't wait to see where they end up with this, but I hope it gets better, because it's, again, I kind of want more of this out there. It's just hard to nail down. So I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying it's 90% of the way there, and I got way too distracted by everything going on that I was like, I don't know if I can actually play this properly. But it's a fun game.